Pretty Little Liars Season 3 is the third season of the hit ABC Family Freeform TV series based on a novel series of the same name, written by Sara Shepard. Once again stars Troian, Bellisario, Lucy Hale, Ashley Benson, Shay Mitchell, Holly Marie Combs, Ian Hardy, Janel, Parrish, Sasha Pieterse, and Tyler Blackburn. And welcome back to my series of Pretty Little Liars reviews leading up to Pretty Little Liars The Perfectionist, which comes to Freeform March 20th. We've already covered Season 1 and Season 2 of the show, which were really great, but let's see if this season can continue this fantastic show's golden streak. Let's get into the plot of Season 3, which I'm not going to go too deep into the plot of Season 3. So, Season 3 picks up 5 months after that shocking reveal that Mona Vanderwold, played by Janel Parrish, was the one stalking our group of beautiful women as the elusive Killer A, and basically creatively tormenting Hannah Marin, Ashley Benson, Aria Montgomery, which is Lucy Hale, Emily Fields, played by Shay Mitchell, and Spencer Hastings for the past year in Season 2. In the first half of this season deals with whether or not Garrett Reynolds was actually killed or was involved in the murder of the Liars' former Queen Bee, Allison DeLaurentis, played by Sasha Pieterse, and who killed Maya St. Germain in the finale of Season 2, while the second half deals with the reveal of another A and the unknown blonde girl in the red trench coat stalking the girls while the girls are dealing with problems of their own. Spencer's relationship with Toby, Emily trying to get past the death of one of her former love interests, Hannah dealing with her personal issues, Mona dealing with the whole thing with the Liars and the A killer, and Aria dealing with her love drama with Ezra and other guys, in which this whole season begins this whole multiple love interest thing with my fan favorite character, Aria Montgomery, pretty much. Going into Season 3, I was pumped because I loved the first 2 seasons and so much, and I was hoping to love this season as well. And the final outcome of Pretty Little Liars Season 3 is that it's still a pretty great season, but this is a bit of a step down from Seasons 1 and 2, and the main problem I can say that does bring this season of Pretty Little Liars down is the slow pace, and it becomes quite underwhelming at times. We're going to talk off with the positives first. My first positive definitely goes to the amount of tension that the series still carries from the first 2 seasons. You still get the unexpected surprises and twists and turns, especially at the end of this season, which one I didn't see coming, and the twists later in the beginning and middle parts of this season. I think the showrunners and the writers and the creative team behind the show still does a pretty good job at doing what they do as far as twists and keeping you surprised, and you actually get surprised and see what's coming. So I do have to give a lot of credibility to the showrunners for that. The acting from everyone is still top notch. Troian Bellisario still brings her 100% as Spencer Hastings, and as far as I'm concerned, Season 3, this is why I think Spencer is at the most vulnerable, and this is the most beautiful she's looked, by the way. Troian, she carries every episode of the season to the best of her abilities, and that's due to the writing of the character of the show, which I still think is a magnificent thing. I have nothing bad to say about Ashley Benson as Hannah Marin. She still brings her A game, but she also carries every episode to her absolute best here as well. Shay Mitchell, of course, is Emily Fields. I love her as an actress, and this is coming from a guy who liked The Possession of Hannah Grace despite its flaws, which was released back last year. And as Emily Fields, Mitchell not only continues to wow me in this role, but she also continues to look even more beautiful there, the costumes, and you do get a lot more depth to her and a lot more emotional weight than we have gotten so far from the first 2 seasons. Yes, I know about her character's sexuality, but that doesn't really bother me, and it doesn't become clear until Season 4 and 5, but trust me, I still have to review 3 other seasons and Season 7 plus Ravenswood, so we will get there. And as for Lucy Hale returning as Aria Montgomery, This is easily the best I've seen of Lucy Hale as an actress, and I've always enjoyed Lucy Hale's work ever since Secret of the Wings. I said this back in my Season 1 review, and I'm going to say it here. But here as Arya, she still has that personality and development that still makes me care about her as a character. I love her relationship with Ezra, played by Ian Harding. I think they really have great chemistry, especially when we go into his past a little bit more this season, which I was quite interested in. And we find out a lot more than what we expected. And most of the things surprised me. But I still cared about Ezra and Arya. And luckily in Season 7, since I did see the last few episodes of that season back in 2017, they do end up together, which made me pretty happy. But we'll get into Season 7. The supporting cast, including Tyler Blackburn, Holly Marie Combs, Ian Harding, Sasha Pieterse, and Janel Parrish, as well as some guest stars and recurring members, they all do excellent jobs in their performances. Especially Janel Parrish. I have to give a lot of credit to Janel Parrish as Mona Vanderwall. She really does a great job in the character. She makes you think that she is playing both sides. She is a friend, but she's also a little bit of the bad guy. Even though I do have problems with the way her character acts and takes part in most of the things that she does, Paris still gives a convincing enough performance, and I like Janel Parrish ever since I first saw the 2017 Bratz movie way back in 2011, 2012. I'm trying to think. The direction and writing, as well as the choices that they decide to go with and they decide to act on in this season, is very well chosen and well handled. And I love the way most of these episodes play out for the most part, especially in terms of keeping the audiences intrigued and they keep playing with your own interpretation of what you think is going to happen next. But it turns out to be the other way around, and that's what I really like about it. Most of these episodes are pretty fast paced when they need to be, but we'll get into the pacing once I get into my negatives. But I will have to say some of my favorite episodes this season were Stolen Kisses, Single Fight Female, What Lies Beneath, This Is a Dark Ride, which I love the fact that episode, This Is a Dark Ride, it pays homages to teen slasher films such as Halloween, Terror Train, I Know What You Did Last Summer, which basically I kind of think that is a little bit of influence that movie and Gone Girl for this show. And I think that's, like I said, that's pretty genius. And I think that was a great successor to the first Halloween episode in Season 2 and the last episode of this season, which is A Dangerous Game. Those episodes really hit home for me, and the way the Halloween episode of this season played out was very creative and magnificently well thought out and very well played. The way Spencer spirals out of control after the relationship with Toby doesn't go out so well this season, it really made me feel bad for Spencer as a character, and I was sitting there watching this character spiral completely out of control, from not talking to anyone to having her moments of not wanting to be bothered and even almost not responding to her friends at points. But I cared about Spencer in this very hard to deal with situation, because as humans we all gonna end up going through this kind of situation that you're spiraling out of control, you don't know what to do when your heart been broken, or you lost a friend, or you lost someone that's near and dear to you. And I relate to that here with the character of Spencer this time around. And my last positive, I have to say, is the technical aspects are still very impressive. The way the color scheming is very done in every single episode, the way the camera shots, the way everything's laid out, and the way the music is still well done. I really still like the music choices. Even though most of it are pop songs, I know. But you do get a sense of tension and atmosphere with the music and the technical aspects and the color scheming and the way each shot is done. Now, as much as I do praise Season 3, I do have to go into my problems, so I'm going to jump into those right now with the negatives. My first negative is the character of Mona Vanderwall. Nothing against Janel Parrish. I gave her credit, and I do give the way the character is written credit. But my problem with the character of Mona is that at certain points and at times, she is kind of basically like an asshole at sometimes. And I don't want to make it sound like I hate Janel Parrish, because I don't. But the way they wrote her in these first 3 seasons, well, mainly this season, the first 2 seasons, she had her moments where she actually acted like she got some sense there. But the way they wrote her here is just she make her very unlikable in the choices that she makes. Luckily, when we get to season 6, which I will talk about, she does clean up her act, and she does act like she got some sense there. But we'll get to that. But Mona, I kind of see as a unlikable character who's pretty sassy. In which, in that case, she's more tolerable than most of today's annoying characters, including Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the Grand Master in Thor Ragnarok, which I still love that film, but the Grand Master annoyed me, and she's way more tolerable than Ghost and Ant-Man and the Wasp. But I have two more seasons to talk about before we get into her dealing with her hateful side, before she goes back to being the sweet and caring Mona Vanderwall in season 6 and 7, in which season 7 does have a familiar face from the TV show The Gifted in it, but Janel Parrish still does a good job. Also, another problem is at times that I feel like the episodes become heavily slow. This season, most of the episodes this season become heavily slow, and they do take a while to get going, which that could have been fixed up a bit. Most of the episodes are still great. It's just that most of them take a while to get going and to get interesting, and it does kind of take me out of it for a little bit. And finally, my last negative is that at times this season can become very underwhelming, because I do kind of feel like there is a little bit too much going on at times, and it kind of makes this season a little convoluted. But it's convoluted in a good way to a certain extent. It's not as convoluted as Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End or other films or TV shows. Overall, while it does suffer from some underwhelming moments, the character of Mona Vanderwall still being the, I guess, jerk type character that she is, some of the episodes becoming heavily slow paced and being a little too convoluted for its own good. I think season 3 Pretty Little Liars is a worthy successor to the first 2 seasons of Pretty Little Liars, and it still shows that the show is still keeping their golden streak of being flat out awesome, thanks to its hard-working cast, excellent twists, excellent writing and direction, and interesting ways of continuing the story. So I'm going to go ahead and give Pretty Little Liars season 3 an Epictastic, which is an A. It's not as seal of approval worthy as their first 2 seasons, but it's still a darn good season despite its flaws. So that was my review of Pretty Little Liars season 3. We still have season 4, season 5, season 6, and season 7, plus the Ravenswood show to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and record my review of Ravenswood, and you probably won't see this until probably the weekend when I release Ravenswood in season 4. Because, yeah. Let me know what you guys think about Pretty Little Liars season 3 down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is this your favorite season? Is this your least favorite? Do you agree with everything I said? And be sure to follow my social media links down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Press the like button. Press the subscribe button if you want to see more from the Future Filmmaker 3940 fandom. You guys keep it cool and join the Epictasticness. I'll see you guys in the next one, and you guys keep it cool.